this edition of Canton Contact. I'm your host, Peg Stevens. My first guests today are here to tell us about Canton's 26th Annual Liberty Fest, which is coming very soon to Heritage Park. Here with all the exciting details about this very popular community event is Deputy Director John Lefevre, along with Recreation Supervisor Jennifer Provenzano. Thank you two. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Yeah, always a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, I understand Liberty Fest is fast approaching. When is it scheduled to take place this year, and what can we look forward to?
So Liberty Fest will be on June 15th through 17th this year, our 26th year. We're very excited about that. Heritage Park, we always try to follow Father's Day weekend, so I think a lot of people have kind of caught on to that. But we're very excited. It's also the last day of school here locally in Plymouth, Canton. So always a big celebration and a nice kickoff to the summer for everybody.
Awesome, and I know there's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
Why don't we start by talking about the Carnival rides and Midway games? I'm assuming those are all, they'll be back this year?
Absolutely, yep. They're bringing in a few new rides that they're very excited about. We introduced a couple last year, and they're even more excited to bring in some new ones in addition to those that were here last year. So we've also given them a little more space to spread out a little bit more, so people will find hopefully a little more room and a little less crowds when they come out this year. And the community continues to grow and has such a great demand for the carnival and the rides, and it's such a draw to the festival. And so we've taken great measures to make that even more comfortable and more inviting to everybody that comes out.
Excellent. Now, are you offering any specials this year for wristbands?
We are. We have the mega bands as usual, so it's very advantageous for people to go online ahead of time and pick those up. They can also purchase single day passes. Pretty good discounted rate as opposed to getting them on site. So we always encourage people to go online, purchase those ahead of time. It's a voucher. It doesn't have to be for a specific day. You can come on out and do that. And just make sure you do it prior to noon on that first day of the festival, or you will not be able to purchase one online.
Good to know. Now, you mentioned space earlier. If I understand correctly, you're changing things up a bit.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, big changes,
Big changes.
which is always, it's a little nerve-wracking from a planning standpoint because you hope everyone responds really positively, but we feel really good about it. The amphitheater area has been a little quieter for the last few years, and as we mentioned, we've been really eager to spread things out a little bit to help the crowds. So we've decided to move all of our food, our beer tent, some of our really big entertainment over to the amphitheater, our food truck rally. We really hope that it'll drive some of our crowds over there. It's a really great setup for it with the hill to watch the entertainment. We're gonna snow fence the area around the whole amphitheater so you could walk around with your adult beverage if you choose to. So we really think that'll help the Rotary tent. It's the Rotary's beer tent, so it benefits their charities, which is a great cause. And we think having the restaurants, all of those options in the same place while you're watching great entertainment should really be a great addition to the festival.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned food. What else can we look forward to in that arena?
Yeah, so this year we're calling it the Taste of Liberty Fest instead of just the Taste of Canton, which is fun because we've got area restaurants from outside of Canton's borders this year. So we'll see some from Northville and from Westland and from the surrounding areas as well, from Belleville. So that's fun. So if you don't venture out of Canton very often to have dinner with your family or your friends, this is a great opportunity to try some new restaurants that maybe sample some stuff you haven't had before. While we love a good corn dog and festival food, we're really excited for the opportunity for festival goers to be able to really try some new fun stuff. Some of our food trucks, these look to be some really outstanding options as well, in addition to the restaurants. So from sushi to crepes and everything in between.
Oh, great. And I understand you're going to have food trucks there.
Yeah, so that was one of street side sushi. Well, even have healthy options, so most people don't go to festivals to eat healthy, but it's great to have that option. So if you need a wrap or something gluten-free on Friday and Saturday evening from, I think, around 4 or 5 to close, if you visit the amphitheater area, we'll have a whole bunch of them parked at the top of the hill there.
Oh, great.
But not to worry. We'll still have elephant ears, corn dogs,
Right.
pretzels, you name it. It'll all still be
The
out there.
almonds, yeah.
Good, good. Oh, so looking forward to it. Now, will the returning favorites be back, like the pancake breakfast and the spaghetti dinner?
Absolutely, yeah. The firefighters will be back with their spaghetti dinner on Friday night, 5 to 9 o'clock. They always run out, so we always tell people don't wait. Come out early and make sure you take advantage of that great cause. Obviously, they do so much great work here in the community, and we love to support them. And then Saturday morning, just whether you're going to participate in the run or not, come on out, bring the family. There's a great pancake breakfast put on by the Lions Club. They've been with us for over 20 years and continue to do a great breakfast. It's a beautiful way to start the day. The carnival will open early, so come on out and make a full day of it.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned the run. What are they doing with the run this year?
So this year is stars, stripes, and sparkles. So they always have a catchy theme with it, and it's always entertaining to see all the outfits and costumes that come out. So we have the 5K, 10K, the fun run this year, just as we have in the past few years. So it keeps growing every year. It's a great route. People love to run on the trails, and part of the proceeds go to benefit our trails here in Canton. So great event. It's always fun. Again, it's a great way. What better way to start the day with the good run and justify all that great eating that they'll do later on in the day.
Absolutely. One of my favorite topics is the entertainment. What can we look forward to this year?
We'll have some of our favorites from many years past. So our International Festival will be featured on Saturday again, which we love to showcase local talent and the rich cultural tapestry of Canton. So it's a really awesome chance to do that, to come check that out at our live stage on Saturday during the day. But then we'll sprinkle in a whole bunch of other exciting stuff. We brought in some big names this year. The Octonauts, which appear on Disney Junior, which is, if you've got someone this tall living in your house, you're probably really familiar with them. So they're a big name in family entertainment. We're bringing in some folks that help the American Ninja Warrior show, a hit show on NBC. They've built some obstacle courses and they run competitions locally, and people help qualify for the big races that way. We should have a star from the show with us. It'll be exciting. If you like Bon Jovi, a really talented Bon Jovi cover band Saturday night, and everything else in between. You can expect all the greatest hits of local and regional performing artists.
Excellent. And I understand for the Aquanauts, it's not just performances. There's actually a meet and greet opportunity.
That's right. You can have your picture taken with some of the stars of the show. So that's really exciting for the kids. It's like really meeting a celebrity. So yeah, that's a great one for your family scrapbook for sure.
Oh, how fun. And you mentioned one of my favorite shows, American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that attraction?
Yeah, if you've ever wondered if you could attempt the warp wall and beat it, this will be your chance. So you get 3 attempts for $5. So we have an adult size and a youth size, which is really cool. So local ninjas of all ages can give it a try. Plus we'll have a youth obstacle course. So it'll be really sort of an interactive element that day. We've got all sorts of things to keep you busy at the festival throughout the day. The Michigan National Guard's bringing some really interactive things. Our public safety display, they always do an outstanding job. That'll be back again this year. So even if carnivals aren't your thing, there's so much to see and do outside of that.
Well, you've mentioned a lot of exciting opportunities. Where can folks get more information?
So the main website is CantonLibertyFest.com, so you can't miss out. We encourage everybody to go there, check it out. We've got it by the day, by attraction, by activity. So it's a great place, kind of a good clearinghouse to get any information you need, from parking, the traffic notices, whatever you need, it's all right there for you. So.
Excellent. Well, we're almost out of time, but who would like to recap the event and tell folks the short version about Canton's Liberty Fest?
Well, we always say it's Canton's signature event. It's one you don't want to miss. We've heard for years, and we still continue to hear that people plan their summers around it, their vacation around it. Again, it's the last day of school. It's a great way what better way to kick off the summer. There are thousands of parties that take place around with our fireworks on Saturday night. You don't want to miss it. It's the first display in the area. Last year, we don't know how, but somehow we managed to top every year. And this year will prove to be no different than that. I guarantee a great show this year. So mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's going to be a great year and one for the books for sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us the inside scoop.
Thank you.
We will be right back with more Canton Contact. Welcome back to Canton Contact. My next guests are here to tell us about a very special fundraising opportunity that's being held by the Partnership for the Arts and Humanities to benefit the Village Arts Factory. Here with all the details is the Partnership for the Arts and Humanities Executive Director, Jill Engel, along with Herb Scott, a founding member of the Canton Commission for Culture, Arts, and Heritage. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for having us.
I understand that you are planning a very special fundraising event.
Yes.
Could you tell us where and when it's taking place and tell us a little bit about it?
I will. It's Saturday, July 15th. It's going to be at the Village Theater here in Cherry Hill Village. And it's Spend an Evening with Chris Tanto Peranto. And he is a national hero that speaks around the United States. He's a veteran, an Army Ranger, and he speaks at museums, high schools, colleges, private events, and just is very inspirational. So we're very excited to have him here in Canton.
Excellent. Now, why host this type of event?
Great question. So the Village Arts Factory that we are rehabbing in Cherry Hill Village, we have 3 buildings on that property. And one of those buildings was used for a residence hall for veterans back in 1944 by Henry Ford. And so we're tying that building back to offer art therapy for local veterans when it opens in this coming year. January of 2018 is the target date that we're shooting for. And so we wanted to bring in a veteran who could talk about some things that veterans go through, and so that people can support our project and that we can help give back to our local veterans. So we're really excited about this.
Oh, it sounds like a wonderful evening. Now, what can folks expect to take place that evening?
Great question. So the event starts at 7 o'clock, and we actually have a local singer coming in to do the national anthem, and then Chris is going to give the keynote address that night. So probably for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes. And when he's done, he'll have an opportunity. Chris is the co-author of the book 13 Hours, and a book that was just released actually this past month called The Ranger Way. So we'll have both books on hand. He'll be able to autograph and get pictures with people. And then after that happens, we'll have the option, if people would like to stay, to actually see the movie 13 Hours at the theater. And one of our other special options there's 2 different ticket options for this event. And one of the other ticket options is also to come in at 6 o'clock for a special meet and greet to meet him in person one-on-one. So 2 different options that night, but a great opportunity for him. This will be his 3rd trip here to Michigan.
Oh, wonderful. And how will these funds be used that are raised at the event?
Great question. So the funds that are all raised from this event are going to go towards our veterans programming in the Veterans Dormitory when it opens this January. So we're really excited that this is, so it's not going to construction, it's going actually to the programming for veterans to be used.
Excellent. Well, now the partnership has been hard at work raising
gosh.
funds and working on the Village Arts Factory.
Yes,
and
we
I know
have.
that Mr. Scott is a board member of the partnership. Why did you get involved with this organization?
Well, I've been involved with an organization called the Fallen and Wounded Soldier Fund for the last 11 years. And we started this organization to help soldiers that were waiting for their benefits to kick in, and many times our government is taking up to 2 years for them to receive their benefits. So we started this organization to do that, and then when I found out that we were looking at putting a local program here, that was pretty exciting. And I'd been involved in the partnership in giving in the past as well too. So I was very excited to become part of the program and the board member.
Absolutely. It certainly makes sense. Now, I understand that you have heard the speaker before.
Yeah, we had Chris in about 2 years ago, and we have an annual dinner and auction and so forth. And Chris was our speaker 2 years ago. We had about 1,000 people there at MGM Grand, and the reception was just phenomenal. We've had a number of other famous people as well, but they really enjoyed him because he could talk from a standpoint of being involved at during the conflicts and so forth, and what they went through, and the issues that soldiers see on a day-to-day basis when they're on active duty in the war zones.
Oh, what a unique opportunity. Jill, what do you think the key message that Chris will present during this special fundraising event?
You know, I love, and I wish I could memorize this to tell everyone, and so I actually brought some notes. His new book, he's such a motivational and inspirational speaker that he ties that, you know, things that they've learned and perseverance into real life and how it connects. And things that he talks about to explain the importance of demanding excellence when we commit to improving our lives, helping us define our missions, set goals, values, learn to never quit, and why that's different than failing. He uses his experience to explore how to deal with mistakes and disappointment as a leader, but you will learn why being of service to others and being willing to sacrifice will help you succeed, and how the power of humility, strength, faith, and brotherhood will sustain all of us on the road to accomplishing our missions. So when you think of everything that he's gone through and how to apply that to personal and professional life and to have success, and really that ties back, Peg, to what Henry Ford was doing back in 1944. He was taking disabled World War II veterans. This was the only village industry like this. It's so unique and so important to our Canton heritage. But he was taking disabled World War II veterans at this village industry. This was the only village industry that had a residence. And so he handpicked these veterans, and it wasn't just physical disabilities, it was disabilities of all different kinds. And there were veterans living and then working because he wanted to give them a place of rehabilitation and a place of just peace and serenity to help ease them back into society. And so he was all about the betterment of life. And certainly the arts tie into you know, what we're doing in the arts of granting that peace and being able to help veterans tie back to their passions that they had before they went in to a war. And so we're just so excited to have the opportunity for Chris to show why it's so important for us to support our veterans, and the fact that we get to do that with the Partnership for Arts and Humanities and offer them a place and tie it back to why Henry Ford created that in the first place is just an incredible, incredible feeling.
Oh, I bet. We're almost out of time, but if you wouldn't mind telling folks where they can get more information about this event and the Village Arts
Absolutely.
Factory, and then kind of recap the event for us.
No problem. So we've got information on our website at thepartnershipforarts.org. Tickets are on sale at the CantonVillageTheater.org. 2 different tickets. The deluxe ticket includes the meet and greet with Chris before he does his keynote address. The regular ticket that we offer has the keynote address. We'll have the opportunity to show the movie. There'll be books on hand to purchase. And again, the proceeds for this are going towards the veterans programs when we open up the Veterans Dormitory in early 2018. So we hope that people not only from Canton, but all of Southeast Michigan are going to come and join us and have the opportunity to hear Chris.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for stopping by and telling
Thank
us
you.
about this unique opportunity.
Thank you.
We will be right back with more Canton Contact.
Hi, I am Community Relations Officer Patty Esselink with the Canton Police Department. I'd like to take this moment to remind you to lock your vehicles. Leaving your vehicles unlocked may result in you becoming a victim of a theft. Simply locking your vehicle doors could prevent you from becoming the next victim. Never leave your laptop, iPod, GPS unit, purses, or wallets within your vehicle. Remember that you are the eyes and ears of our Canton community, and if you don't lock it, you may just lose it.
Hey folks, Canton Township has an app. My Canton is the official mobile app for the Canton community. The app provides a connection between the township and its citizens and visitors. Enjoy convenient access to local officials, businesses, and event registration. Whether a resident or visitor, this app delivers access to community news, events, emergency alerts, and more. Download the MyCan app today and connect with the community. Available at Apple and Google Play Store.
Welcome back to Canton Contact. My next guest is here to tell us about several fundraising events that are being held this summer to benefit the Wounded Warriors Project. Here with all the details is event organizer and owner of Old Glory Flags and Flagpoles of Canton, Rich Keenan. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Peg. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. I understand that you have some special fundraising events in the works. What can we look forward to?
We do. Similar to last year, we're going to have our golf event this year, which is going to be on July 21st over at Washtenaw. Unfortunately, all the foursomes are already sold out, either fortunately or unfortunately, but if you wanted to get in, it's a little late for the golf. But we do have availability for dinner still. If folks are interested in attending the dinner, it's $75. Any proceeds from that after the dinner and drinks are paid for ahead of time will go to Wounded Warrior Project, but you'll have the full breadth of services of steak dinner, open bar, and getting a chance to listen to Dan Nevins again, tell us his great story. And it's always a very inspirational talk that the servicemen bring when they come and see us, and it always seems to be a hit. So if anyone's interested in dinner, we will still obviously, we have some availability for that. And there's an auction as well, so there'll be plenty of prizes and vacation homes and other type trips and things of that nature that people can bid on should they want to.
Excellent. Okay. And I understand that you have a unique prize that's available, a shopping spree?
We do. I'm glad you mentioned that. This year we're doing something a little bit different. In the past, some people may remember that we actually sent 4 people down to the Masters the first 3 years. For 2018 or the end of this year, 2017, actually in this case, we ran into some issues with the Masters with the hospitality suite, so we were unable to do it for 2018's outing. What we're doing instead is we're actually going to have a shopping spree in Chicago down the Miracle Mile. We've got 3 nights reserved for either 2 couples or 4 people with 2 king suites at the Langham Hotel, which was rated one of the best hotels in the country last year, right on the Miracle Mile. It's $500 dinner certificate to Gibson's Steakhouse, $500 dinner certificate for Joe's Seafood, and there's $3,000 in spending cash. So we're only selling 150 tickets at $100 a piece. We have about 40 some left, and if anyone's interested, they can call Old Glory at 800-454-3773, and we can get you set up.
Oh, great. Yeah. Now, you mentioned Dan Nevins, who is a wonderful speaker and a very inspirational person. He's going to be at your golf event, but he's also participating in Yoga in the Park. Can you tell us about that event?
Absolutely. Just like last year, Dan is going to come out again, and he's going to play golf with us. And like I said, he was a big hit, and he's going to hold a yoga event on July 22nd, which is Saturday morning, at Heritage Park from 9:30 to 11:30, where Dan, who now specializes in yoga as his profession, is going to come out and hold a session, and anyone's welcome. The tickets are $35 if you purchase them ahead of time, and $45 at the door should you show up. You can either get tickets by calling Old Glory at that 800 number, which I mentioned, which is the 800-454-3773, or you can call the Summit Front Desk at 734-394-5460, I believe is what that is.
Correct.
And finally, if you hit the Canton website for cantonfund.org, you can get some more information as well. You know, Dan he's just a incredibly inspiring person. I had the pleasure 3 years ago, I was down in Jacksonville and with some other people that were involved in some fundraisers for the Wounded Warrior Project, and Dan walked into the room and started talking to a bunch of us, and I was sitting there very honestly to myself, and I couldn't figure out, you know, what had happened or what had transpired, because Dan looks so normal. He's up talking, he's got a great self-presence, etc. And he was probably about 20 minutes into his conversation when he talked about he had lost both his legs in Iraq, and no one was aware of it. He had doctors on, etc. But the way he moved around, it was just incredible. I mean, he's got an incredible story and an incredible person. And anyone that, you know, is looking for any sort of inspiration in life, whether it's through yoga or something else, Dan's the guy you want to talk to or listen to, because he's got such a great story.
Absolutely. And he turned to yoga to help himself, and now he is helping others with it as well.
Exactly. I think that he struggled a little bit after he got back, and he had lost both his legs, and I think personally he struggled with that and a little bit of PTSD and things of that nature, and wasn't really sure where his life was going, and a friend of his recommended that he take up yoga. And I know he was resistant at first. He didn't really think he was going to be interested, but when he was actually talked into it, he showed up for this first event, and he was floored. He said to me last year, he said that instantaneously he felt this relief, and it felt like the weight of the world's shoulders had come off him. And it changed his whole outlook on life. And he decided after the very first time doing it, not only was he going to take up yoga, but he was going to become a yoga instructor. And that's what he did. He went to school, became an instructor, and he's known nationwide now, in fact, worldwide. He travels all over the place. And I know his key goal in life now is he really wants to teach yoga to veterans, because he's so convinced, he knows how much it helped him, that he wants to help other guys and women that come back with the same sort of issues after returning from combat.
Oh, what an amazing story.
Great.
Now, why do you hold these fundraisers every year?
You know, I own Old Glory flags, so it's a good fit. It's a good tie. But I don't know. I mean, I am very, very blessed. I'm not a veteran. I never served. I probably could have served in the original Iraq War in '91, but I was already established in business and things of that nature, and didn't, very honestly. And you know, since then, especially after 9/11, I think I got more focused. I've got this sense of indebtedness to all our veterans and what they've done for us. You know, I say to my wife all the time, I said, the greatest thing that can ever happen to you in life is to be born an American. And that's the truth. We've got our issues, we've got our problems, and politically the world is so divided today. But at the end of the day, the greatest thing that can happen to you is to be born in this country.
How nicely said.
You know, and have the freedoms available to you, and the benefits that are available to all of us, and it's because of our veterans.
Absolutely.
And,
we're almost out of time, but if you wouldn't
okay.
mind just recapping the event and tell folks where they can go for more information.
For more information on either the auction and dinner, either call 800-454-3773 at Old Glory, or the Summit Front Desk, which is 734-394-5460, or you can go to www.cantonfund.org.
Excellent. Thank you
Great.
so much, Rich, for stopping by and telling us about this unique opportunity.
Thank you, Peg. Appreciate you having me.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on Canton Contact.